Yeah, so I've made a few attempts at recording myself playing Civ 4, a couple of, but most of those recordings have been pretty bad because my keyboard sounds were really loud and there was a lot of background buzz from my microphone. But I should have fixed that now, so I'm gonna start a new run. This one I'll actually post up. The other videos are unlisted. So I'm gonna be playing as the Ottomans. So for with Kmod active, Kmod significantly improves the game. It makes the AI much more ruthless. The AI actually wants to take your stuff. You can't rely on diplomacy to keep you safe quite as much. The AI still does take diplomatic factors into consideration. Some leaders won't declare war when they're pleased with you, but some of them will declare war when they're pleased. I don't think anyone declares war if they get to friendly, but if you have a really low military, people are going to attack you. Even if everyone likes you, unless they really like you, they're going to come try to take your stuff. So it's very important to keep at least some military parity. There is some advantage into keeping your military a little bit too low just to get declared on, and then immediately raise a bunch of troops so that you can win the fight and get an early great general, stuff like that, right? Those kind of bait strategies have always been effective in Civ 4. But it came out makes the AI actually want to win the game in a way that the base game AI it really doesn't. I mean, it understands the victory conditions, but it doesn't play to win. Kmod AI plays to win. The leader that I'm going to go with is Mehmed. Mehmed has both expansive and organized, so not only does he get faster workers, he gets more health per city, which is especially good if there are good spots that don't have fresh water in the early game, or a spot that's really unhealthy, like jungle or floodplains everywhere. The civic upkeep from organized is really good too. But the real reason Mehmet is really strong is that he has double production speed on 5 different builds. Four of which are Three of which are pretty much always good. The granary is amazing in the early game. Being able to one pop whip a granary out early is fantastic. Factory is really good when it comes around. It boosts production, especially if you have power. Uh, Courthouse, obviously, going for early code of laws to get the courthouse out quickly, really good. Um, the harbor and lighthouse are more situational. They're only really good if you have a lot of coastal cities, but it's still really nice to have the double production speed on them. One pop whip a lighthouse if you have 2 food resources in the city on the water is really strong. The harbor increasing trade route yields is pretty nice too, especially if you have a great lighthouse, which gives you 2 extra trade routes per coastal city. The Great Lighthouse in Kmod is 300 hammers instead of 200. It's a little bit costlier, but it's really nice to have. So Mehmed is one of the stronger game, I think. There are rulers that are better. Financial is just such a powerful trait. There are almost all of the leaders that are better than Mehmed are financial leaders, I think. There are some leaders that are better in specific situations. Gandhi is really strong if you're good with the specialist economy, but I am not. So I'm going to be using a lot of cottages as usual. They're not quite as good because I'm not going to have financial, but being able to very rapidly get cities productive. One pop whipping a granary, 2 pop whipping a courthouse, and then immediately starting to work a bunch of cottages. The cities, they get good quickly. And a financial civ can afford the upkeep, but an organized civ can quickly reduce the upkeep, which is an interesting trade off. I think Mehmet is really strong. So going to custom game. And my name is already set to Mehmet because I just played as Mehmet earlier. I'm going to go with Fractal. I've really enjoyed playing as Fractal. And I'm going to go with balanced resources. Standard is more random. It's a little bit interesting, but balanced resources is better. If I'm going to be recording this game anyway, I want to make sure that it's going to be. I don't want it to be too overpowered. I don't want it to be too underpowered. Standard is a little bit too variable for me. I'm going to leave climate as temperate. I've run some tropical climate games. Those have been fun, but I am going to up the size to large. I'm going to disable vassal states because it's a kind of a poorly implemented mechanic. Kmod makes it a little better, but the problem is that around the Renaissance age, some warmonger on the other side of the world will have 1 or 2 vassals by this point, and then they declare on you, and that's like half the world at war with you. And then, of course, the other AIs start dogpiling you. They think that you can't survive the war. So I have lost many Kmod games in the Renaissance for exactly that. I don't mind getting war declared on, but I think that vassal states kind of throw off the balance of the game significantly. I'm going to leave technology trading on, but I'm going to turn off technology brokering. You cannot trade a technology you did. This makes it a little bit less broken. It both improves and nerfs technology trading for the player and for the AI. So I'm going to leave Raging Barbs off. Sometimes I like to play with Raging Barb, not this game. It seems to hurt the AI more than it hurts me. I'm going to go ahead and launch. Let's get a look at starting location. Right. So also, I should point out my starting technologies, the wheel and agriculture. This is possibly the best starting technology combo in the game. Agriculture and mining is a really close competitor. But starting with the wheel is really nice because it means whatever resources I race, I can immediately hook up with it, as opposed to having to get the wheel. A lot of the time I get the wheel a little bit too late, and it's just kind of like the unique unit Musketman, really nice. He gets bonuses against all kinds of archery, mounted, and melee units. But he's just a better version of the Musketman. The Musketman era doesn't last that long, and Musketmen aren't super powerful, but they are really handy to have around. They're really good for defense, and they're really cheap for strength. So Janissaries are a nice upgrade. And the Hammam is an aqueduct that also gives happiness. Since I'm expansive, I don't usually need the health. Sometimes I'll whip out the Hammam if I'm going really heavily whipping for troops, and I'm going to need the happiness for it. I don't get it that often, but you get it from mathematics, which is on the way to construction, and construction is where you get catapults. So if you get mathematics and then whip out the hammams while you're getting construction, it's a lot easier to whip out catapults afterwards, depending on what kind of happiness sources. Let's take a look at the start. It's not bad. The floodplains are nice. I'll cottage those. I don't see any food resources, so they're probably in the outer ring. I might race pottery and immediately put the cottages down. Let's see what food resources are available. Unbalanced resources, you pretty much always settle in place. Wheat here. Wheat is the only food resource in my starting city, and it's not even wet wheat. That's not so good. But it is nice to have the two flood. I might farm one. Each floodplains is going to provide as much food as the wheat tile does. That will be decently rapid growth. This justifies pottery first for 2 reasons. One, for the cottages. So the 2 floodplains with cottages and wheat have been farmed. Be okay. Once I get civil service and I can farm this to get this up to 530. The cow just outside my range. I'm not going to be able to work the cow. I need to explore north. I need to see what's upriver. There's more flood here. And ideally, this is a good city location. And worker is basically always a good get. You really always go for. Usually, this is a funny little mechanical thing. Usually, you would want to work floodplains here because it's 3 food and a commerce, and this is 1 food and 2 hammers. And with workers, all of your food is converted to hammers. But because I'm expansive, I get bonus hammers to worker production, and the you only get the bonus if it's actual hammers going into production, not if it's food being converted to hammers. It's a funny little interaction, but it's one of those little mechanical things that can be important to know if you want to, win the game. Stone over here is nice. I might go for that. I might not. This might be a decent city. Even though there's no fresh water, it gives me access to the stone. It lets me share these two tiles, so I'll cottage these two. I might farm this one, actually, depending on whether the resources are available for this city right here. I'm going to swing up and around. Looks like there's desert around the side, so there might be no food resources. Stone. What tech do I want first, though? Pottery's great. Early on pop whip granary. Can't beat that. Sure. Just one of those things. By the time the worker comes out, I'll be able to run over agriculture farm on the wheat. And then quickly. But that does mean that I don't need to go first. I might actually go for husbandry first. And then by the time the worker comes out, I could get pottery. Complicated. 14 turns. 1 turn. Farm turns. 17. Animal husbandry in the 3 turn. Oh, 14 plus 1 turn. That's 19. Maybe there's a horse in one of these. Would make sense because a balanced start with it's kind of. It's pretty likely that the horse in one of these tiles would be really. So I'm gonna grab animal husbandry first. I don't think that's play, but a horse archer rush or something. Cow within range. So this starting location looks. I could very quickly Stonehenge or something. Undra. Appealing. There's a happiness resource, at least. Okay. There's wheat and deer. But this may be a really good location. Doesn't overlap with Istanbul at all. But it gets access to 2 mediocre food resources. Not good resources. Acceptable. Winery, instance. 1 food. Commerce. And plus the happiness. So, explore. See if the seafood resources on the coast. Doesn't look like it. It's a shame. Desert over here. Grassland cow is pretty good, actually. Tundra hills are. Theoretically, I could put a city here, which would be able to work the cow and the wine. Like I said, it's not a good city, but I might as well backfill. I can quickly get out a lighthouse and a heart. In that case, if I go here, I might make my city here just to make it coastal. None of those are really good for the Great Lighthouse, though. That's the problem. This city, maybe. It'll get decent hammers from these 2 tiles, and I can mine hills and chop some of these trees too. Agriculture. Warrior first. City.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
No seafood. The question is, do I go pottery first? Henry? Straight for something. Not having the horses within. So I need to know very early where the copper is. So probably really want pottery. So this will give me time to and then maybe I can just cottage up the tiles. Another plains river tile here, another plains river tile here. So getting maximum and then cottaging up plains tiles. The smarter way to go. I should win this fight. I'm gonna let the lion attack. That's an easy. The thing is, like, there are a lot of potential cities here that are acceptable. None that are. This tile up. Big strength wall.
The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small
Should
stones.
scout this way. It would be more responsible for swinging up. Just see what's around the stone. With this much food production and trees, you need to be able to chop and do those things. Okay. Fresh water and cow down here. It's not so bad. Still have time before the barbs are gonna. Just to see what I can find. I need to scout pretty thoroughly in this area. If there's copper or something. Immediately be direct city. There's so much wine. Happiness resource at mine. Add. We're just going straight from monarchy. There's really nothing better than this other. I might want to farm later in the game. Irrigate the wheat. I'm really not very start. That's how it goes. Once I find out where the copper is, I'm gonna farm. Okay. This is a city that show me copper. Desert tiles are just so bad. I might just go here to reduce the number of tiles that the city. Desert tiles are just not good tiles. They're to be of any cost. There might be oil there. Very like. It's not like I'm gonna be right. Can't be 4 stone. gonna be some missing cities. If I could justify a city here, you go check out what's in it. Gear resource or something. I haven't met anyone. Just really. I'm gonna put a. That's right. Wolves are really interesting.
It is entirely seemly for a young man killed in battle to lie mangled by the bronze spear.
Serious?
In his death, all things appear fair.
There's no city that I think is cop. Okay, horses. Oh, return to decide what happens until the comes out. Give me a sec. I think I'm gonna forget about the copper for now, and I'm gonna go a horse archer rush of some kind. Which means I might need to settle. That overlaps with this. And I can settle here, get the stone. Gross. Expansively, it can be justified. At the very least, it uses tiles. A little bit of overlap. Next, let me just copper up. Not sure which one should be my first city. Need a military. If I go here, I can maybe stone it. If I can rip out Stonehenge, then I mean chop out Stonehenge. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go for Stonehenge. That means I need masonry and mysticism. I guess that's what I'm going for. Copper up. Bears. That's a 50% from the combat. I'm gonna take. That's probably irresponsible. I'm gonna. Very irresponsible choice. And get over. No question. I need more. This I'm gonna. Bears. Should I whip out this work? Save. have enough happiness. I think another worker was just crazy. Can't put a quarry on the. Yep. Save me a turn. Pottery. Actually didn't early. Anyway, not super sure. Can just chop. Chopping just to chop. Okay, I guess I'm chopping that. Fortunate. It's probably the best I can. Still need to keep. With this, with the size 5. Worst.
It is from their foes, not their friends, that cities learn the lesson of building high walls.
Now, there is a small question of whether I should go for the wall. I can leave that pre-chopped. Not having to worry about variance is nice. Start putting no reason to finish that work. Should finish the core. I don't think I'm a great lighthouse this game because so many of my cities are. I am gonna. My city. I wonder if there's an. There is. Excellent. Stonehenge here. I don't need the culture capital on. Venus is about to fix itself.
Nature herself has imprinted on the minds of all the idea of God.
Stonehenge. Best forest to chop. Probably this one. One. I don't have that many options. I'm gonna do. Should be able to get both of these. Clearing the forests around the city will make it hard. Although barbarians are not. The barb problem. And the way the Great Wall itself are existing cultures is pretty cool. It's just an aesthetic. This means not another. Might put a city over here. Right? Be food positive. Cities are not there. It's okay. This city is more to work. Don't have pottery yet. Mining might be, or chopping. Traveler. Should put a barrier over here to fog bust. Do it. That's Stonehenge. Monuments in every city. Good culture growth. Up in 2 turns and get the cop. Which means I should.
Hath not the potter power over the clay to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Mine up these tiles. I'll even find iron on them. Need iron right. Hiding. On a grant. Oh, should have wrote a cow. I wrote the offer. Probably would justify cottage. Some of these really need more happiness. That's early mode production. A lot of river. Glad I got it. Wish there was an actually good. Yeah, that was the should have. I'm gonna be late. Did I not whip that? I just forgot. It'll make great pyramids. A lot of ham. I have to chop. Pasture the cow for country work to start chopping. Chop her up. I still can't grow. Okay. Really can't ever have. Slow build this granary. Oh, I could. Prep. As soon as it grows, it'll also be able to stop. That's
True glory consists in doing what deserves to be written, in writing what deserves to be read.
the city could easily have 2 scientists in it. Test 6. What road? Yes. Yeah. And the question here, now what? So I don't have any excellent. Not a problem. City stop. I do settler library. Get this one up. Get a library up and it quickly. Ah, really, I'm gonna need gold, which means I should probably go straight for straight for pause. I should go straight. Sure, dude. Discover. I have choose religion, so gives it lets them pick the first two religion. I could go straight to monarchy. Probably get mine to the reason. It's gonna be slow. Settler in the line. Yeah, I should go back. Speed thing. Or should hurry up. I'm not using my point. That's what it is. Arm this tile too. Each one of these supports a special. City. Just turned on. Specialist. Yeah, cameras. Yeah. Then we'll just slow bit. Settle it. Out the line. One of the nice things about KMod is that although the AI is much more aggressive and so the game in general much harder, it's a lot easier to get some of these. I grabbed stone. Built 2-1. I'll probably someone just got my city. Yeah, they get library. It's pretty original. Some axemen for original. The library is smarter. Like the pyramids, more great people. Science. I can 12 feet. Maybe. Farm. Drop you. Here, and it's gonna be. That's just unfortunate. The city is not. Anyway. This totally justifies really early. Serfdom is one. Commerce to functions. Actually, pretty nice when you're good strategy. I'm not philosophical. Okay. Let's get a pyramids. Not really anything worth messing around. It's not going to be a good city. It's already stacked. I should have chopped down these forests instead of the plains forest. It's the best this city can. It's gonna put out a lot of culture. Pyramids about to pop. It's cool. No hills. Only sources of production at each. It's probably city. Certain it's there. Get this up here. More quickly improve that.
Meditation brings wisdom. Lack of meditation leaves ignorance. Know well what leads you forward and what holds you back.
I don't know what this city should do. If I move the warrior to scout, the city will become unhappy. Size of the guess I can start a city I'm heavily contested. Doesn't really make sense to make a library. It's not going to be for a long time. Until I get civil service. Take farms to here. I'm going to make a barracks. Producing a couple stronger units. That's begin with this library. That's honestly a problem. Also, first. Should have whipped this last turn. Didn't. With 3 tiles to work. Red to the vine. Anything through here that needs a chop. I'm gonna save the rest of those trees for when Chariot for scouting. Surplus. Twice as much. I'm gonna whip. On a fun thing. Valve. Trade for it. I'll just chop. Chopping it. Sure. Look at the city up to a high size. More quickly this way. Might be it. Chariots, some spearmen. Work here. Health is economy is science is going to be.
If you chase 2 rabbits, you will lose them both.
Nine and have health cows. Should start mine. Some of that. so much desert, so many isles. Not good. Get
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.
I'm getting great profit and great points, but since I made Stonehenge first, more likely to. Pyramid chariots. Okay, the city will keep growing. Not particularly, but it can already work. City at the cost of a significant. Let's grow again before the second side. How about that? Chariot. Let the city grow. Versus, it will still slowly grow to size 5. Size 6. This would be military. Coming up on the hour, probably in the recording. I'll let this city grow up time. Switch to 2 scientists. Start another set. Actual commerce income is not. I should. Frederick. Irrigate. It'll be a slow. Should have started with satellite up again. Shopping. That's this might actually be the city to make the settler in turn. I have room for 2 cities. Once courthouses But plus, pop out everywhere. We need to pop. Cities would be cool. Munich. No, I'm just gonna have it keep making it through you. That's at a decent rate. Stone, copper, wheat, keeps that alive. This city is not gonna grow, like I said, for a long time. Or the code of laws. In the interest of historical accuracy, if I get over with Islam. I'm not gonna excessive. We'll chop. Science. Make an academy. No question. I could bulb for mathematics. It's also a reasonable play. It means that these drops will be significantly better. This one's gonna finish on this turn. Kind of a waste. I like big numbers. Could also join us science, which would give more great science points, I think. I'm not sure. Great one. It's 5 points. It's worth it. 10 beakers. Rip out the line. The library and forts regardless. Whip it out. Go back up.
Emirlerinizi bekliyorum.
I'm already putting all of them. You know, I haven't time yet. Tell me. It's got the huge landmass. There's no way I have a huge landmass
Hareket hazır.
sharing it with. Better not be. Because I'm gonna
Hareket hazır.
try to take. You can chop there. Alright.
Emirlerinizi alayım.
I'm gonna kill him.
Size ne gerekiyor? Size ne gerekiyor? Tüm burada ve yer altında.
This might get ugly. Early game wars. Loads. I want that city. It's mine. Settle there. It's completely unacceptable. I'm gonna consider here probably. In for a penny, in for a pound. Settler becomes a worker. Going for mathematics, so you get construction. I couldn't run in and pitch this.
Size ne gerekiyor? Size ne gerekiyor?
To bring about the rule of righteousness in the land, so that the strong should not harm the weak.
Not a religion, at least.
Emirlerinizi alayım. Emirlerinizi bekliyorum. Size ne gerekiyor? Emirleriniz. Emirlerinizi bekliyorum. Hareket hazır. Hareket hazır. Plan nedir? Size ne gerekiyor?
Let's chop. It's not exactly X-Men Rush. Not even close to an X-Men Rush. It is an X-Men something. Like a chariot, steady. Soon be to work in here as well. Excuse me, horse archer. Chariot lost a fight against X-Men? That's never supposed to happen. Really even oh wait, never mind. Chariots only get bonus against X-Men when they attack.
Emirlerinizdeyim.
Interesting.
Plan nedir? Buyurun. Devam ediyorum.
It looks the farm. Back up. So, chop. Library comes out next turn, and here. Look at some production. I'll chop some of the things that are actually decent. Get my religion a little bit, and
Do not throw the arrow which will return against you.
he whipped out that spearman, I'm pretty sure. Harder for him. I want to throw my cities just to stay against it. Now I go construction. I need more commerce, that's for sure. I use all. It's fine. Having the goal. Mathematics and interns.
Hareket alıyor.
Really best. Should I go? 8 turns. 2 sides. I should farm that. Go ahead. No question.
Çıkabilirsiniz. Emirleriniz.
Barbarians can't enter my borders, but fortunately this tile
Emirlerinizdeyim.
and
Emirlerinizi alayım.
chariot can't get there.
Buyurun.
Yes, I have to back. Shouldn't have back. Okay, Tokugawa's down here somewhere. My espionage. Actually, I want to turn on all of. This is only the number of cities that I can see. Not the. I only declared war to keep him spot. I'm not actually interested in going. Or just save me a little bit. Probably that's maintenance, espionage. Not even whip. Scientist temper. I'm not gonna whip here. It's too slow to grab. It has enough production. I'm gonna go ahead and end here. In my current position, right, I have multiple valuable the pyramids. So all of my great people, nice and productive. I have Great Wall. I'm not worried about barbarians at all. I can focus all my units on. I have Stonehenge, obviously. So every one of my cities, monument and grow. Stonehenge is a lot of probably 1,000 leveling it. I wonder why it's been 1,000 years for the pyramid. It'll be 1,000 years. A little while. Well, someone made the oracle. I don't know. Stand with the city. Never mind it. Soldiers, I'm actually pretty. Always do. Land area, population, I'm doing Uber rate. Of course, I got representation. So. Happiness. Manufacturing is not good because I'm working a lot of great. Of course, my science slider is 0%, so I'm doing good on gross national products. It's a decent position. I need more production, I need more troops. Means I need more cities. Always need more. Means I need more courthouses. Pay for the cities. But the courthouses are right, so I can whip them. Slow build. Whip them for 4, which is prohibitively expensive. Cheap granaries have been nice. The cheap courthouses. Mehmed is really good at just explosive growth. Cheap all of the infrastructure building. I was putting up stuff like lighthouses. If I had explored more, this city should have been here. This city here. There were better places for me to put stuff. And I think this would be good enough. Probably should attack stuff. out whenever I can. Here for war again or construction. Simply, this will be not great. Got for on the food. The winery at least will give me food. Spices with 3, which is good. So either way, I've made no cottages this game. All great people. It's fine. Might go caste system at some point. I don't have only time caste system. A lot of workers for I need civil service. Brigade. Irrigation is going to be necessary. Our public grasslands. The city. The city's growth is capped. There's grassland here. Otherwise, this is all that it's going to do. It's going to be farmed for neutral production and commerce. Soft serfdom. I'll get some. Can't take serfdom and caste system. Oh. The end of this video. About an hour and 20 minutes. Decent start, I think. I need to grow this direction, maybe cities here. That does sound good. This city probably should have been, I should have settled directly on the line for the extra defense. Just in case Frederick is more dangerous. But we'll see how this game goes. Future. Should be okay. Should be fine. I mean, it shouldn't be that much of a problem. But strange things always happen. I need to scout up here too, see if there's any food resources. Alright. Well, definitely signing.